everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I got this acrylic disc. It has a backing that's brown on both sides, and I've peeled it off. And my sweet friend Cassie sent me this image because she made a very pretty tray, and these were all colored. But what I want to try to do, I'm going to tape this on the top here. I have always wanted to draw and be an artist like my father. He was an incredible artist. And when I say artist, what I mean is someone who can draw freehand. And that's one of the reasons I love Nadia's pieces from Leah Dia Designs. She's an incredible artist. So I am going to, there's no way I can draw freehand. So, but what I can do, and I've done this before in one of my other videos, is I'm actually going to attempt using the Pebeo cerne relief and just do outlines and see how I do. And I'm going to put you on a time lapse while I try that. And I'll be using isopropyl alcohol to sort of remove any spillage that I have of my drawings. So this cerne relief is terrific because it gives a nice raised effect and it allows you to color within it. But it's very difficult if you haven't practiced, like Nadia has for years, in using it. So hopefully you enjoy the time lapse. Okay, so remember this was my image that I was going to challenge myself to draw with the Pebeo liner? Well, here's the back and here is the front. It's not too bad in my humble opinion. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to use Vitrail glass paints and I'm going to start coloring. I will put you on a time lapse while I do that, and you can watch as little or as much as you'd like. So it's basically using a brush. I'm going to use a brush this time instead of a pipette. And then this is the Vitrail glass paints. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with green. And I'm going to start, no, I'm going to start on the inside. So I'm actually going to start with red. I don't know why, but that's what I'm going to choose. So enjoy, and I will catch you on the other side. Okay, so this could be part of another video so that I consolidate two processes. So I've got here molds and shape holographic mold, and I had some leftover resin that I mixed up for another project, and so I didn't want it to go to waste. So here I go. This is Nick Pro that I mixed up, and it's just leftover resin. I've mixed in from Decorum Forget Me Not. Cool name. I'm kind of making it a little bit darker. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. Boy, I got to work fast when you have leftover resin and you don't want to waste it. So I'm going to put a layer. I'm so glad I found a way to use this. So here's one, and then two. So I'm going to let that, well, yep, I'm going to let that spread a little. Well, I still have room, so I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll have time, but I will try, because what I'm going to do is, as I wait for some discs from Nadia from Leah Dia Designs, I found something in my stash, and just gonna torch these bubbles out here. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. I had these little wooden pieces that have holes in them that I thought would be really cool to use while I wait for the acrylic discs to come out, that I ordered from Nadia. Now I'm going to adhere. This is holographic vinyl sticky paper, and it comes in a roll, and I just cut it into, you know, a small piece. And what I'm going to do is, first I got to clean up this little sticker stuff that's on the, you know, it's when you buy things, you know, they just put those labels in the worst places, you know. So I'm trying to, you can, I don't know if you can see, sorry about this. I'm trying to get those little sticker pieces out. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I want to hurry here, and usually I'm kind of doing this backwards because in the tutorial video of Nadia is she, actually I may not even be able to do it because it's going to cure on me soon, but I'm going to keep trying. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm so sorry, I really didn't plan for this. So I'm going to take the sticky paper, this vinyl, there's a vinyl sheet that has a clear side that you remove. Like that. And then I'm going to clear this out even more and see how this back side of the holographic has a more holographic sticky side. So I'm actually going to place this on top of it like this, secure it off camera, and then I'm going to cut the edges as quickly as I can, and I'll be right back. Okay, that was the fastest cutting I've ever done, and I had to kind of fold over some of the holographicness. So let's see, I'm going to make sure that that's really taped in there. And I'm not sure, I don't know how these wooden pieces are going to fare with resin. So that'll be an experiment again. So shipping from Canada, which is where Dia Designs is kind of slow. So I'm just going to place that right there and not push it down too much because, oh good, I still have a lip to be able to put a top coat over this. So that's that one. And then I'll show you what I'll do next on those. Okay, now on this one, this is kind of cute. I couldn't find my other round one, and I was afraid of my resin getting oops, see some more bubbles here. So look at this cute little bird cage. So I'll tell you what I have in mind. So I'm going to place that there and get my tweezers. And I'm just going to push it down. Whoops. Oh, it's going to go over. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I've got too much. I pushed it down too hard. All right, I'll have to see what happens when it dries on coloring those. Then I had these little squares just for a little design. That one I'm not going to push down. And right here, just for a little, there. Little design of some sort, abstract-y. So now, while I wait for that resin to cure, what I can do is actually, I'm going to use my Vitrail glass paints and paint inside of these. So that's the next step, and I'll catch you then. Okay, so on this, excuse me, on this project, I happen to have extra resin from a previous pour, so I don't want to waste it. So I've put some purple in the color that I mixed them. It was supposed to be red, but it turned out purple. I'm just making sure it goes all the way to the edges. So what I thought, I was going to do here was I was going to paint my wooden chips here with, I'm going to save these for another project. I was going to paint this with Vitrail, but since I have some resin, I'm going to do sort of a combo. So I think I'll bring you in for a close-up, and you can watch as much or as little as you'd like. So what I'm going to do first is take my stick out so I don't have an accident. And I'm just using a brush that I got at Michael's. Okay, now that's not a very deep red. So, okay, so that's interesting how, oops, try not to get it onto that wooden part. You know, that red. So what I will do though is I will use it for some of these sections. And then, so this one will have a combo of resin colored ink and Vitrail glass paints. So, and I'm being very careful to not get the top of the you know, the brown, I mean the wood chip filigree. I'm calling it a filigree. So I'm just using, because I hate to waste resin. So that's that. Maybe I'll do, so you know, so that one, well, it'll be interesting to see when the resin dries or cures what sort of coloring we get. Now I think I can wipe off this one that got over here, maybe. Okay, so we'll see. See, I love this delicate painting. It's just so calming. Hard to do it within the confines of the little holes though. So this might have some of the holographic tape showing versus any color. So we'll see the difference when it cures between this resin with ink or with paste against the holographic sticker paper versus the Vitrail, which I will do momentarily. Okay, so, oh, I think I put that one there. Okay, so let me clean this up, and that's it for wasted. And let me get my Vitrail paints, and I will do, I believe, I'm going to try this one with UV resin. Be right back. Okie doke. Got my Vitrail glass paints. I'm just in love with them. They're so vibrant. Okay, so let's see. First color I'm going to use is the Parma Violet. And when I look into the holes of where I did the resin, I don't see any color. So I might go over it. So let me start with this little spot right here. And I'm going to do it very carefully, although I do see one of my brushes, it has sort of gone wacko and it's gone rogue, so I'm going to have to trim it off. So what I'm going to do is put you on a time lapse of some of the coloring, and then I'll come, when I'm done, I will start this one and I'll come back to you. So enjoy as much or as little of the time lapse. Okay, on to the next step. So the resin has cured, and I am now going to use UV resin with some octopus fluid resin ink. And that was recommended by my friend Cassie. She was saying that octopus resin inks are very highly pigmented. Now, I'm a little disappointed that not more color showed up here, although that holographicness sort of takes care of it. The vinyl sheet sticker side. So I might have to try that again, meaning put more inks in to see if it'll get darker or a little bit more color. So I put in some of my resin, UV resin in here, and now I'm going to very carefully drop it. Oh, so that yellow is not showing very much. Oh well, maybe I can make it darker. So the one thing on these wood chips, as I said, I'm just practicing getting ready for when my discs come in from Nadia from Leah Design, is that I love the fact that hers has the backing, the sort of, not cardboard, but paper backing, so that you can paint and color, and then you can, when you remove it, you any sort of overage, you're okay. So maybe I should have picked a different color other than yellow, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be, you know, in your face kind of thing color. So let me do these. I'm going to leave those tiny ones unless I can find a way. Oops, there goes one piece. Ooh. That's the trouble with not having that lovely backing. So let me see if I can get rid of that. Probably not, maybe. Well, I'll just spread it, kind of like paint it. Like make it part of the design. All right, so I will continue to color this, and then I will cure it with my lamp right here. And then I will come back to you, and I may see if doing some dark, putting another layer of the Vitrail glass paints does something for it. So let's see how that turns out. Let me just finish this. You can fast forward, and I will see you for the next step. Okay, so it is reveal time. I'll do one at a time. So here is the birdcage one, and remember, these two are just practice, and I see bubbles here. Gosh darn it. These are just practice pieces for, I wait till I get the acrylic discs from Leah. So here is the first one. Boom. Very sweet. What I wanted to test was several things. The wood, some stickers, and this paper flower to see if that would withstand resin, and it does. So I can use that as an embellishment next time. And I don't know if you can see the holographic effect, but that is really cool. So that was a cool practice piece. Okay, now this next one, I had a little drainage there. So cool, even just on this side with the holographic. Okay, so I had a lot of bleeding of my colors when I painted with the Vitrail. So I just went ahead and put some resin, UV resin with black on the brown, you know, the piece of the wood. So that's really cool. And I really like using this holographic mold to showcase, you know, the pieces. So can't wait for my discs to come. All right, and then the last one. Oh my goodness, bubbles on this side, but pretty cool for a backing tray. But here is, ta-da! So that vinyl back is very cool to use, and I so appreciate Pamela for the idea of putting the discs within a mold. So there are my pieces. For not too bad for practicing. Let me see if I can't go up any higher. No, can I? Well, there we go. Almost fell off my stool. So thank you so much for watching, and catch you next time for the next project.